Welcome back to the Hockey Shop, source for sports. We're over here in Cam's Crease, Cam's Corner, Goalie Utopia, surrounded by, seriously, all the latest and greatest. All the new stuff is coming in. We've been rolling it out over the past couple of weeks. Talked about the Hyperlite 2 line, talked about the Bauer X5 Pro, and today we have
a rocket ship. The new GSX line. Redesigned GSX line from Bauer. Fresh and hot for 2023. There's a lot of major upgrades that this gear has gone through. And pretty close, going on a bit of a limb here, probably one of the best, if not the best, junior pad ever seen come through the shop.
Oh, that explains why this glove is so itty bitty. I was kind of like, did you bring it out for Hutch's hands? Just kidding, Hutch, I love you, buddy, but you do have small hands.
Got him.
Or maybe there's another social media person that likes small gear. I don't know. Just kidding, guys. I tease because I love. So
ironically enough, I was holding the senior pad too. So why don't we start off with the junior stuff because you're already holding the glove.
Okay.
Now
first of all, let's go timeout. T, like the T pocket.
Double T.
For those that aren't familiar with the GSX line, in terms of where it fits on the tiering, we've got the Hyperlite 2 and the Ultrasonic. Your
Ultrasonic.
What do they call it now? They change it all the time.
The Mach.
The Mach. Okay, Mach. I'm behind Bauer. Got to get caught up. My apologies. Perfect. So you got your top end stuff, and then we talked about the new X5 Pro, which is the second price point.
Correct.
GSX is
so that first price point available in junior, intermediate, and senior.
So the lowest price point when you say first price point.
No, we said we'll call it entry price.
Entry price point.
Lowest means it seems like you're not getting a lot, but you're getting a lot of value here. So that's what I really want to kind of dive into.
Okay, so let's
behind you, beside you, stage left, stage right, GSX, the pad itself. Junior pad specifically looking at here. It's gone through a bit of a redesign, a rejig, because one of the things with the first iteration of the GSX, great overall pad, great value. Just found out it was a little bit boxy. The dimensions were just slightly off, so Bauer reset the dimensions on the pad. So
we say dimensions, you mean like in terms of sizing, but also in terms of width relative to height?
Width relative to height, that's correct. So right now we are holding a junior large. This is a 10-inch wide pad. This is the junior. Again, just its profile.
Was it 10.5 before?
I believe it was 10.5.
Okay, continue. I'll stop interrupting.
Thank you. So back to the pad. In terms of its overall profile and shape, one of the things too was that the way the dimensions of the pads worked is that the thigh rise was kind of also like obnoxiously tall on the pad for the older series. So that's been rejigged. The overall measurement and shape of the pad is a little bit more natural, a bit more in line with everything else that we're seeing on the wall. But now your major differences are going to lie when we move on to the back of the pad. So, major upgrade. We have Stabiliflex in the price point pad. Boomsies.
What? Oh my goodness. Okay. I like.
So, very, very stable. Great addition down into that price point pad. Something that obviously we found into the Pro pad, that mid-level pad. Now we're seeing it at this first opening price point. A lot of extra value. They've added a similar version to their grip knee that you found in the new X5, as well as the Hyperlite 2. When we get into the actual strapping system itself, we're still continuing on with a similar strapping system that you would have found on the original GSX or Hyperlite, original Hyperlite as well, just with that full kind of wrap to it. Still have our bungee toe tie system down at the bottom. The ability to add a boot strap to the pad as well. Flatter boot construction, more in line with the Hyperlite series of pad. No break on the outer roll of the pad itself, but we still have some decent flex to the pad once we add it. But we all know that's all
goes the other way too, like it's supposed to, so it gets out of the way. I would imagine the taller thigh rise on previous models would inhibit young goalies learning to skate.
Was quite a bit stiffer. So this has now been softened up a little bit more, and this is helping to aid in the mobility of the pad itself.
It's got the butterfly assist.
Removable
pillow in there. Obviously the stability that you get with the Stabiliflex knee for a young goalie sort of wanting to learn how to skate, but then also get on your knees and be able to sort of have a structured pad underneath you. There's a lot to like here. You mentioned a flatter boot on this one compared to...
Correct. Once we soften up a little bit more, we still get that same kind of flatter bootish style, similar to what you found in the Vapor series of pads.
Okay, so that's the junior. We're going to do the junior gloves?
Well, you might as well cover
quick.
it right now. So the news is like this is going to translate all throughout the line. The same basic recipe that we are seeing here goes into the intermediate, goes into the senior. There are some small changes, which we'll cover into a second. But blocker-wise, this is one that they didn't have to change too much. They already had a bit of a winning design here. Basically, this blocker is based off of like the Mach series. So your M5 or your full-on Mach blocker. Overall, good balance point, bit of a thicker sidewall, that lower cut cuff that we found again in the Supreme series. Moving on to the glove.
The 590 breakish angle.
So here's kind of something that's a little bit interesting. This is actually a bit of a combo of both, like what we'll call the Hyperlite and Mach series. So you have a Mach closure, but you have like a Hyperlite cuff to the glove itself.
So let's put it on the more senior size GSX one then, to show that off.
Show off its easy closure. This is a fresh glove. We just pull it out of the back. Very easy to close. That's another thing that they focused on too as well. Just coming over from previous year's models, it was a little bit difficult, a little bit clunky. They've really focused on the closure out of the box. And also featuring their rebound control material too as well, especially for the palm.
Rebound control material in the palm?
We don't want that pop right out on you.
And what is that material?
So it's a softer foam. It's allowing some absorption qualities to the puck to make sure that you're not having that big giant pop out.
You should probably get one of these, Cam, because you never catch anything in the pocket. It might help you.
Boom.
Okay, onto the pads in the senior size.
Okay, so senior pad, once again, exact same setup as we saw that junior pad. What has changed? Obviously a full 11-inch wide pad. A little bit more rigidity to it when you do get up into that senior size, just based off of like tiering it up throughout their lineup. But overall, exact same recipe here. Removable knee flap, same Stabiliflex knee, nice big landing stack. Continuing on with the strapping, which is similar to that, again, 2X Pro, even into the Hyperlite strapping as well, 3X. Same butterfly assist pillow that we find there. So we do see a little bit of combination between that Supreme/Vapor pad.
Removable, as you said.
Exactly. But still some great overall flex. So lots of good value here for the price point itself.
And that price point is? Because we've talked about this, the price point from top level Pro pad is going to run you over $2,000. You get into X5 Pro is like a little over $1,000. Now we're talking about like, do I see $650 on these pads?
You see $650.
Okay, so what do you get? What are you not getting? Obviously, we know what you don't get in terms of compared to a Hyperlite 2. You don't get the C.O.R.TECH skin compared to an X5 Pro. Where's the...
No CurveX composite, nothing like that. So we're not getting their key taglines for like their carbon composites. Like we are getting the Stabiliflex knee, which is again a great upgrade, but you're not getting that, again, like you talked about that C.O.R.TECH skin. The sliding surface itself, because you have that rigidity of the knee, you are definitely getting an upgrade, but it's not that same material. It's the same facing material that they use for their pad, which is just a standard Gen Pro. So those are where you're going to start to see some of those differences. But that said, if you're looking for what would be very close to high performing, close to elite performing pad, but for what would be an opening price point, look no further than the Bauer GSX.
I'm thinking this might be a really good association pad.
It could be a lot of things. It could be whatever you want it to be.
And a glove that even you could catch with.
You can give us a call here at 604-589-8299 or 1-800-567-7790. One last note. That said, if you're not after the latest and greatest, the old GSX is on sale. You can check it out at thehockeyshop.com. 20 off. Lots of good pricing.
That'd be 20%, not $20. Just so you know.
Let's wrap it up, Hutch.
It's been a rough morning for Cam here. And who am I kidding? It doesn't matter what glove he uses. He can't catch anything.
I'm going to take my rocket ship away here now.
Rocket ship. I don't know where he came up with rocket ship.